Hello, welcome back to my channel. 100 Days with Kajo. Today is day 86 of showing gratitude. We are almost done, you guys. We are going to be showing gratitude towards storytelling. I'm going to put my 5-minute timer on and we can get started. I'm grateful for storytelling. I'm grateful for good storytelling. I love when a book, a movie, or just like an oral speaker, I think just, what's it called? Order? Whatever. It doesn't matter. I love when they are able to immerse me in the story and I feel like I'm part of, I won't say the cast, but the main group of people, and I'm in the plot and I can feel and see and smell the setting. Like, I love when I feel like I'm literally in the story. Whenever I read a book, I can literally see it in my mind like a movie, and like I'm lost and I don't even see the words anymore, and I just love when it gets to that point. I am grateful that I have the resources to be able to do that. I say that because like I feel like one day I do want to write a book. I don't know if it'll be like a memoir or fiction or nonfiction. I have no idea, but I want to be able to tell us, like, to pull in the reader the same way these other authors like pull me in, but still holding my voice without trying to appease to like what's currently trending and stuff. I'm still trying to figure out my own voice and my own style without feeling like I'm pulling from other authors and stuff, but that's something way later in my life, and I'm super grateful that that's on my mind. And if something does come up that I can begin to do that, I'm grateful for platforms like Webtoon and Substack and YouTube and all these other things where you can practice your storytelling, you can watch storytelling, you can I guess read storytelling as well, or stories, if you want to say that, and it'd give me a chance to kind of like put my personal work out there, or like just try and put that effort out there and to see how well people receive it, or to take notes and like constructive criticism. I used to love writing short stories in grade school, like, yeah, I'll say up through high school, but then in college, of course, I was just super busy with my classes, and then I lost my love, not my love, but my desire to write these stories. Like, I used to write poems all the time. It was just really fun. So I'm grateful that I recognize that and that I can try to strive for it in the future. I'm grateful for good storytelling in movies. So I literally watched Lord of the Rings for the first time yesterday. I watched the first movie, and I hope there's no like Lord of the Rings junkies watching this, but I think Lord of the Rings is really good, but the movie just doesn't do it justice. And I say this not having read the books, but I really wanted to read the books. And I think after the first movie, I think after I watch all the movies, I will read the books. But I feel like there's so much missing, that the movies were truly made for the fans who already read the books and who really understand the world building that the author did. And it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, you guys remember this. Like, we don't have to over explain what's going on. I found myself confused watching the movie, and I had a friend with me and she would tell me like what's going on and stuff, and it's so interesting. But I'm like, you know what, if I feel like you had to have been like a Lord of the Rings book fan to really enjoy the movie. And the movie was already enjoyable as like a non-reader, but I feel that the screen director and the author didn't do the best job of telling, or of bringing the book to life, which is so unfortunate, because I'm like, I actually think it's amazing. So I say all that to say, like, I'm grateful for the author for putting their idea out there, but I'm also grateful that I'm critical to understand, like, okay, this is good, but like I wish it was done better. And I'm like, it makes me question, like, how would I have done it better? Whatever. I'm grateful for, that's what it was. I also watched X-Men 2 days ago for the first time. I watched the first movie that came out in like 2000, the year I was born, and it was really good. I do feel like they moved the story along fairly quickly, but it was easy for me to pick up and understand. So I would say it was like overall pretty good. Another movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be showing like gratitude, but I did not like that movie. And I know it won an Oscar, but I didn't think it deserved it. I think there was so much missing from... Okay, first of all right, I got 40 seconds left. Biopic movies. First of all, we are getting so many biopic movies, and they are just not doing these superstars and artists any justice. They're trying to do like a whole overview of someone's life, and they're just picking apart and like over exaggerating certain aspects. And I'm like, okay, like I feel like you are fantasizing who you thought they are instead of focusing on like a singular story. For instance, for the Respect movie, for Aretha Franklin, It was awful, and it made me so sad because I was super excited to watch it. It had like an amazing cast, but they were just streaming over her life. They didn't focus on a single story. They went over her abuse like it was like an accessory, and it just didn't make sense to me. Like, you just see her get punched, and the next thing you know, she's singing, and there was nothing to build off of that. I'm sorry, I have to keep going. But they just did not do Aretha Franklin justice. Like, if had they just made the movie focus on her connection with music and her overcoming that abuse, I can understand that. But instead, they randomly show her as a child, and you don't really interact with her. And then she goes throughout, she's growing up, she's singing, she'd get punched or hit randomly by a Wayne brother. Like, let's talk about that, a Wayne brother. And then it would show her as a child again later in the movie, but she's pregnant, and you're thinking, okay, who the is this child? And you're like, that's Aretha Franklin. And you had no idea that she had a child when she was like, I would honestly say like under 15. Like, she looked like she was like 12 or 11, which is really sad. And they just brushed over it and then just ended the movie. I was so freaking pissed. I was so freaking pissed. I mean, they had Forrest Whitaker in it. They had a Wayne brother. They had Jennifer Hudson in it. They had like an amazing cast, and they ruined the movie. Had they focused on one aspect in her life, I would rather it be a 3-part biopic movie series than that trash one. It was awful. Like, I wonder, like who signed off on it? Like, all these actors said it was good, all the directors said it was good, all the screenwriters were like, this is good. It was awful. And I know I'm in no place to talk, because what do I know about screenwriting? But I am the viewer, and I value and I love Aretha Franklin, and I love all the actors in the movie, but the storytelling was just so awful, and it felt like it took away from her legacy, and it just showed me like, oh, she was a singer that would get beat, the end. I'm like, okay, like, could we have not just focused on that to show how she overcame it and the strength that she used to fight against it, to move past it? Or what if they focused on her being, I guess, like, raped and sexually assaulted as a child, and how she had to overcome it, and instead it's brushed over, and then she's seen as like it just made me so mad. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I have the space to criticize it and not be like, hunted down for it. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to recognize when there's bad storytelling, because if I can see it in other work, I can see it in my own. And I'm so grateful for all of this, because it lets me know that I got my thinking cap on, that I'm not just looking at things at face value and be like, oh my God, it was such a, no, what's going on? Another thing, and I know we're over the 5 minutes, just give me a second. Parasite. Parasite was a good freaking movie. Oh my God, I loved it. I loved how they tackled issues such as economic inequality through the use of water in the rain. And I know it's probably written out there, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but one scene that I really, really love is when the rich family was out to like go camping, and it's pouring rain, and the other family, which is poor, that was working with them, also a little spoiler, working with them, and they have to go back home. And for the rich family, a little rain, a little thunderstorm was just a slight inconvenience. They have to go home, but nobody's like fighting for their life. However, the poor family is actually drowning in their home because their home is underground. And you can see that like through the representation of the water, that like any economic problems or any issues or any like life-changing circumstances will kind of brush through the wealthy, but then all of it would actually it would all accumulate and trickle down to the individuals who are poor. And as you can see, one is above ground and the other one's underground, because the poorer family actually had a home underground and the rich family had a like really big mansion. And to be able to pick up on that motif was just amazing. And I'm sitting there like just enthralled by the movie, and I'm like, this is beautiful. And you can see that the family is fighting for their life. And then towards the end, when, okay, let me not spoil this for anyone who hasn't seen it, because I actually really do love it. But the storytelling and the pace of the movie, and when they, because I know there's only like one climax, but like when there are like low and high moments in the movie, it really signifies like life. And then I love it. Okay, I love good storytelling, but when it's bad, it breaks my heart. Anyway, I'm done. I'm well over my 5 minutes. I just had to rant because I completely forgot about the Respect movie. I say it every single time. It freaking sucks. But the Parasite movie, amazing. And Bohemian Rhapsody, they could have done a better job. It wasn't as bad, but like, they could have done a better job. Anywho, I'm done. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.